Hello everybody and welcome back to the Amalgam Estate. Alrighty, so I've decided what we're going to do in this here episode. And while it's something that I'm not exactly excited about, I am kind of feeling that maybe it's time to get the courtyard going. Now, okay, I'll admit, I'm a little bit torn on the idea of getting the courtyard going, because on the one hand, we've had so many estates that have been to the courtyard, and, you know, while I realize that this is the Amalgam Estate, where it's literally every single estate put together, not to be this guy, I'm a little bored of the courtyard. I mean, because it would be a little bit different if the maps were different every time, but since I know exactly where to go in every single courtyard mission, I mean, God, I almost have 3,000 hours at this point, so I'm kind of feeling that maybe we'll just put the courtyard on the back foot. Maybe we'll do it as like not a finale per se, but like close to the finish. We'll speed run through it and then, you know, hooray. Maybe second or third to last episode we'll just show off like all the bosses in one episode, and that'll be like the full one. It's something I'm thinking about. I don't know for sure yet. Like, we'll probably do it, but it is something that I'm thinking about. That being said, the Sunward Isles. We could get it to exploration level 4 right now. Alternatively, we could try to fight the thing from the stars. And I think I want to do that, especially because the burning blood actually sounds pretty interesting for the Ironclad. Let me see. So if you give him that, and you also give him the monster vial, no, the healing mixture, that's 8 health restored on every single kill. That has, like, some serious potential. But either way, we hunt the thing. And so we arrive. Oh boy, there he is. We bring the Bulwark, with the heavy boots, the leather brace, and all of his abilities. The Ninja, I think I got it right, with the Book of Intuition, the Snack Sack Flame Slash, Aikido, Sand Defense, and Heart Hunt. We then bring Sybil with the double Nidode staff, because I want to see it work, and all of her abilities. Then we finish with Natalie, the Ocean Dragon Maid, who has the Book of Relaxation, the Fermented Herring. What's wrong with sneaking a little bite? Welcome, I'll clean it up, and you really deserve a beating. Those names are, not fun to say in quick succession. Accuracy, Blight Resist. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, okay, well, we could go for a stun, and I think I'm going to. Hey, how you doing? Okay, we do end up landing it. Very, very good for us. I need to remember how Sybil works again. Give me just a moment. Banish. Begone. Okay, so he is begone. Neurotoxin on the shieldy boy. Doesn't matter if you have blight resistance when I just ignore it. Sunder armor. Pretty good. It was a graveyard slash. So far, so good. Dude, what is that? That's a crazy amount of damage. That is in no way okay. We get another mark, which means we can take his heart. Yeah, group heal. Nidode! Dimensional Puncture! Ignoring the stealth completely. Only dealing 2 damage, but that's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and brace up.
Doors closed. No getting through.
Dimensional Puncture coming down from Nidode once again. Landing the kill. Thanks, Nidode. Appreciate it. That fight would have lasted much longer. I didn't bring shovels. Ow. Brought everything else and forgot about shovels. Yep. Yep, completely forgot about shovels. Okay, well, we have a observer. I don't want to move forward, at least not currently. I'm gonna go for a stun on you. Okay, we do end up landing the stun as well as the mark. Bonk! You have to go. Let's see. We could change alignment. I actually think I'm going to. Now... Actually, wait a minute. Banishment and Fairy Fire is actually a pretty nasty combo. Wait a minute. Huh. Huh. It's almost like she's supposed to work with her own abilities. I don't know where I would have gotten that idea, but... let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and go for a guard.
Raw, shields up.
Okay, we also do get a little bit of a riposte. Stressful incantation leads you to the afterlife.
Red for the old gods.
Doesn't do any damage because of our Aegis. Empower! Or whatever he would say. Okay, we do need to kill him this turn. So what I'm gonna do is buff everyone up. Nidode! Welcome aboard, my friend. Let's go for clean it up. That is not the animation that I recall last time, so that's not the ability that I thought it was.
Red for the old god.
Does immediately get reposted, and it looks like you have a mark. That means you're dead. That's so insane, dude. Possess going down.
Oh, good. Now I'm observed for the rest of my life.
By the way, this does not look like a room. Okay, let's go ahead and swap back. Here we go. Thing from the stars coming up. Also, bit of a stress heal. Nice. There he is. Let's do this. First things first. More accuracy, less stress, less chance to be crit, please. Dimensional Puncture by Nidode, dealing 2 whole damage. It's the little things that count. Neurotoxin. Feeling a bit unwell, thing.
I greet you in friendship.
That actually landed the stun? Are you serious? Okay. Okay.
Bruised. Ha! Nay, broken.
Transfixing Shard going down on Seville. Is that the stun one? No. Well, I like that. Good.
Return.
Okay, he's now summoning his little guys. Oh my, he has a paragraph of effects on him right now. Dimensional Puncture going down and dealing 4 damage. He's marked. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but, yeah, he's marked. You know what that means, don't you? That ability is so broken, dude. Ow. Okay, well, he has one of his own, so I guess fair is fair. I'm thinking maybe it's time to show you a real thing from the stars. If you think about it, she's kind of like the thing from the moon. Transfixing Shard coming down again. Luckily, we end up dodging it, and he is, in fact, dead to blights. However, I am going to get a little bit of healing because, yeah, you know, we're not looking too good. Right, he purifies it. Oh, right. I should have just killed him. Luckily, Nidode has our back and goes for a little bit of a heal on us. Uh-oh. Whoa! Good dodge. Good dodge. Bye-bye. One of the easier thing from the Stars kill. We got a trinket? No, Nidode! Almost lost my cool there. Almost. Things phase shifting hide thing. Minus 10% damage received and immune to critical attacks. That's pretty good. You know, you look a lot better when you're marked. Just saying. You know, just my own humble opinion. Raw. Under my protection. Ghastly glare. Oh.
You want real divine power? I'll show you.
Okay, apparently kicking a floating eyeball in the face is the best way to deal with it. But you know what the best way to deal with a bat is? No stress check yet. Shame for you, really. And that was a low roll. Okay, so there is a downside to use that ability, right? And yeah, 200% stress damage taken is a bit of a downside. And I know that sounds bad. But when you use it just to finish a fight, I mean, it doesn't really matter because it instantly goes away. By the way, full clear. Ugh. Unfortunate. 80%. We landed. Alright. Final fight. Bombs? You're gonna need it for this one, my friend. Because there's always an option. 2 of them. And so it begins. We're up against the Ringmaster. So, Barry. He's very good against bleeding, which, if you didn't notice, we're all bleeding. Leon, also very good against bleeding, which we all are. And the Ringmaster, who, at the moment, is currently unattackable, with a colossal 921 dodge. Yep. Also, has an increased chance to do a death blow. Not good. So here's what we're gonna do. This is a free action. Then we're immediately gonna follow up with a Baba Boy. 90 damage, pretty good. Catharsis. Okay, more death blow, and I don't really know what that did to me. I'm gonna go for a Shadow Cloak on Inasuno right away, but first, Jali, the Martyr with the Thing's phase shifting hide. The Astral Spider, Brain, Encourage, Sacrifice, Revival, and Mystical Protection. Alice, the Twilight Knight with the Miniature Doom Wheel, the Heavy Boots, Soothing Slash, Strike to Stun, Anticipation, and Leap of Faith. Inasuno, the Shinobi, with the Silver Needle, the Faded Scarf, Ascending Cuts, Backbiter, Coup de Grace, and Shadow Cloak. And we finish it off with Lily, the White Priestess, who has the Leather Brace, the Book of Relaxation, Dark Witch, Abyss Keeper, the Heretic, Prayer, and Last Rites. So, let's stealth up. We want to do as much damage as possible. Hand to hand. Oh, you got it, my friend. Ouch. Okay, we don't get stunned by that. Jolly wants to rub salt in her wounds. We're just going to ignore that. Big crit going down on Leon, who is just about at half health. I'm going to go ahead and set up a riposte here and now. That way we have it going. Okay. Inasuno. Big damage being done. Stage fright going down on Alice. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to riposte that. Minus accuracy, minus move resist. Okay, so we're doing less damage. And we got a little bit stressed out. Cool. Good thing I brought some medicinal herbs, but I don't think it's quite bad enough to cure it yet. We are going to go for the free attack. I think I want to go for the Heretic, honestly. It's basically not going to hit the Ringmaster. But it is going to hit him in the back. Did that actually hit? What just happened? She, like, got health? We're gonna ignore that. The health bars are suddenly weird. Ow! Okay, Jolly just took the nastiest right hook in existence. Okay, Leon is almost down. Inasuno, it's time for you to go for a backbiter with 100% crit. Okay, Catharsis being used once again, this time on Alice. She is up to 8% more, 9% more chance to land a death blow, which is not good. We're going to try and get some damage over on Barry. I don't think we can actually hit him, so let's go ahead and go for a heal. Okay, good as new. By the way, curing the bleed is not an option. It lasts for 23 turns. Wheel of Death shuffles us right out of position, and because Jolly is stunned, unfortunately we're not going to be able to move her this turn. We're going to go ahead and go for a Soothing Slash. That way we're able to offset the horror that's on us. Spectacular buffoonery. Okay. Well, we're just going to go for a regular attack since we don't have many other options. Stage Fright being used on us. It does land that debuff. I don't know if that's guaranteed, but it certainly was right now. Let's go for the free attack once again. Keep stacking up that Blight. I am going to go for a heal on Inasuno. Okay, good as new. We are being a little bit stressed out. Last Rites is almost ready to be used. Punch! Sending Jolly straight to the back of the line again. You know, she probably enjoys that to an extent. Catharsis. Well, we're certainly not doing enough damage at the moment, but I am trying to do what we can. Let's go ahead and keep stacking up that Blight. This time I am going to go for a heal on Jolly, while also getting a crit heal on Lily. Very, very nice. Stage Fright being used. I don't think she really gets Stage Fright. I think there was no shame in her actions. Ooh, Barry is currently just ignoring everything that we're doing, though, which is not great. Let's go ahead and move up. 11 damage being done. He is getting very close. The miniature Doom Wheel also dealing a bit of flat damage to us right there. Punch being used on Alice. Not landing either. Excellent. Okay, Alice being debuffed once again. Not great. Still not the end of the world. Keep stacking up that Blight. We're only at 2, though. I wish I could do some damage to you, but unfortunately Lily is just on healing duty for the moment because we are not in position and also can't hit the Ringmaster. Okay, Wheel of Death. This is going to shuffle us once again. No riposte, unfortunately. That is a little bit better for us, positioning-wise, actually. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Cloak right now. Okay, now let's go ahead and move straight to the front. That allows Alice to go for Leap of Faith. And we are now finally back into position. Unfortunately, we didn't land that attack on Barry, so that doesn't feel incredibly good, but we can go for the coup de grace to finish them off. Now, the Ringmaster is ready to fight. And I believe she very easily can stack up the amount of bleed that we're going to get. So I'm going to go for Abyss Keeper. Same deal. Free attack. Bit of Blight. We like that. Go for a Prayer. It really doesn't do much of anything, though, because minus 70% healing. I think I'm actually going to guard Alice with Jali. Chance to stun is basically 0, so we're just going to go for another attack. Her health bar is looking somewhat normal, although she still has quite a bit of overflow. Health, Exsanguinated Encore, dealing 14 damage to Jali. Okay, not great. We are just going to go for a coup de grace because you are marked and blighted, so that's an extra 80% damage. Unfortunately, we actually end up low-rolling it. Oh, you really like Jolly right about now. I'm gonna go for Revival because you're dealing a little bit too much damage to me. Okay, let's keep trying to stack that damage. Oh, we end up missing, but now we can actually use the Witch to try and get even more damage. We're just about at her actual HP threshold, and now we're actually dealing damage because we're past her shield, question mark. I also think we can use Last Rites. Yes, we can. Ouch. Man, Ringmaster really does not like Jolly. I'm gonna go for... No, we can't go for Backbiter. Okay. Oh, minimum roll again from Inasuno. Very unfortunate. Let's go Bop. Now let's enter Last Rites. Okay. Now, extra 65% damage. And we crit. Okay, extreme damage being done to the Ringmaster right now, especially with that Blight. Ooh, Jolly is not looking too good. And the dodge is really, really unfortunate. Not the end of the world, at least not yet. We could go for a stun. It only has a 40% chance, though, and she's basically going to ignore it anyway, so I think we are just going to go for damage. Now she has a permanent riposte because she is under the HP threshold. Alice being crit straight onto death's door. Not good. Real bad, in fact. Let's try and protect Alice. Ugh. Okay, non-negotiable. We have to go for a heal. Ow, I didn't think you could riposte that. Alright. Alice is off death's door. Good. Little bit scary because we are effectively permanently bled, though. I'm gonna go for revival. Oh, we get the 7%? Yes! Now we go for sacrifice. Whew. Good as new. I'm gonna go for the big damage on Alice. We actually landed complete maximum, and with the blight, this fight is over. Whew. That got a little bit close, but luckily the Ringmaster wasn't entirely out for blood. She is our ally at the end of the day. We also got the high pass filter for Kale. 50% crit multiplier, 20% stun skill chance. Healing isn't quite as good, but stress healing is even better. You know what? All things considered, that went about as well as it could have. So we got 3 really good trinkets, 30k gold. Everyone is now level 4. And nobody died. Sprained ankle. Oh, good. And shattered will. Oh, that is awful. What is that? Minus 20% max HP, minus 10% damage, and minus 20% virtue. Bro. That is like one of the worst negative quirks I think I've seen in a while. And there's a little bit of stiff competition. That being said, it does look like we have someone new, and it's the therapist, who apparently is just named McDowell, which is a really funny name. So, Therapist now joins our estate. We also have the Uncrowned! Hooray! We're up to 67 unique characters, and we still have Reynold and Dismas, which is pretty impressive, honestly. So, we have 3 spider quests that we could still do, and I really do not want to, so instead, we're just gonna keep it simple and do some exploration. There it is. The bank has been created, which means we're now going to get some interest on our gold. So, not only are we saving money with the Puppet Theater, we're now gaining money by saving money from the Puppet Theater. Next up, I would like either the Granary or the Cartographer's Camp, but we'll work on that when we get the opportunity. We're also getting rid of some negative quirks on Lily, such as that absolutely horrible one, and reinforcing some of Alice's. That's something I need to do a little bit more of, I think, is I actually think I haven't... Oh, wrong one. I haven't been prioritizing treatments as much as I should be. So, we have fully upgraded the treatment library, so it's as cheap as it's ever going to be. We do need to upgrade patient cells twice, though, if we are going to have some more people. And as far as levels, we're doing pretty good for the moment, but we could be doing better. So what I'm thinking of doing is just regular old exploration, like I said. So far so good, you know, it can only go so fast. But what matters is that we do it. I'm kind of debating going on a level 1 mission and taking some of our level 1s. Like, honestly, I really like the name McDowell for the Therapist. I think it's actually really fitting. So I think I'm actually just going to leave it. But if we bring McDowell, and then maybe like the Uncrowned, the Juggernaut, and the Bowman, not a lot of healing, but it could be a ton of damage. Are you ready for the most D&D party to ever exist? Because here it is. We bring
The Juggernaut!
What do you mean? She's always looked like this. Who has the Daruma, the Leather Brace, Sledgehammer, Crag Splitter, Bloodline of Desecrated Earth, and the Stone Sunder? We then bring the Uncrowned, the Uncrowned, with the Hammer and Tongs, the Snack Sack, and all of his roguish abilities. We then bring McDowell, who has the Broken Pendant, the Miniature Doom Wheel, Psychotherapy, Imprinting, Eldritch Intervention, and Emergency Lockup. Before we finish off with the Bowman, who has the Book of Relaxation, the Book of Intuition, Chains Arsenal, Sure Shot, Piercing Arrow, and Powder Arrow. He also has Weak Grip, which is kind of funny considering he's using a bow. So, small chance that the thing from the stars shows up, and we're just going to try to ignore it. Okay, that's a heck of a scout. That certainly helps. Now, let's see what our newfound friends can do. I know how to play exactly one of these characters well, and the others, I have no idea. We could go for a stun, honestly. I think I'm going to. Okay, couple combo points, as you can see from his glowing beads. Scream!
A little bit of stress. Run for the old gods.
Luckily, it doesn't end up bleeding. I'm gonna go for imprinting. Steady. Wow. That's pretty good. So let's see, we can swap arrows. Is this a free action? Yes.
I'm gonna swap me arrows.
So that's blind. Okay, I see. So we have 3 types of arrows. We have armor piercing, bleed, and blight. So if we use this piercing arrow, it does some pretty good damage.
Rend for the old gods.
We are going to ward the fertile soil. That gives us an extra turn. Now we can go for a stun. Okay, ends up working. We're now at 1 charge.
Drums of debilitation.
Luckily, it doesn't end up working. Scree! Going down once again on our poor therapist, who has a gun, but barely uses it.
Rend for the old gods.
Coming down once again. Too early to go for the finisher, so instead what I'm going to do is get a little bit of Blight. Okay, next attack will Blight, which is going to be very, very good. Fortunately, no one's stunned, so I'm just going to roll for it again.
Are you sick?
There was a 10% chance for it to fail, and it did. We're going to change our arsenal. Okay, bleeding arrows. The absolute minimum roll. You hate to see it. I'm going to go for psychotherapy on the uncrowned. Okay, we did get the buff. Now... So this does damage, right? And it also debuffs depending on remove statuses. Interesting. Wow. Okay, well in that case, let's just go for the stun. Or the daze, excuse me. Okay, stumbling scratch coming down on the Juggernaut. She could care less. We could go for Crag Splitter. It does use up 3 of our ticks, so I don't think I want to do that just yet. You're dazed! And that counts. Okay, we are also at 3 out of 4 combat points on the uncroned, so I do think I am going to go for the finisher as soon as we're able. Ow. Still don't have much in the way of healing. You're not dead. You're not dead. Now you both are. And fare thee well. Dings, dings. Ow. That reflection damage is certainly not amazing, though. I am going to go for another round of psychotherapy, just try and do a little bit of stress healing while we can. And then Cloak of Shadows. Bye-bye. 90%, here we are. Okay. Stun immediately. We do not want any diseases that they think they're going to give us.
A butcher's cut.
Okay, unfortunately we do get a little bit bled. Okay, we can deal with that though. Go ahead and get our Aegis up and going. Unfortunately you already recovered from your stun, so I'm just gonna go for a regular roll Sledgehammer. Pretty good damage roll. Now, let's go for a bit of stress healing. Unfortunately, we did land the more stress taken, which is not ideal. All of you have a little bit of protection, but I think I'm going to swap to bleeding arrows. Then I'm going to go for powder arrow. Okay. So I'm kind of understanding how the bowman works. In a sense, it's like the falconer where he can swap stances and do different things depending on the stance. Obviously, a fair bit different than the falconer, but still, that's the closest thing that I can bring it to. Did we get the debuff again? No, we got the buff that time. Okay, let's try and get a little bit of blight. Okay, we do actually land it, and our next attack has a chance to blight as well. Ball and chain going down on the bowman. Luckily, it doesn't stun. Okay, we do get a little bit of BM. 6 damage and a bleed. Bursting Chomp coming down, immediately getting ignored thanks to our Aegis. We do also get a riposte. Unfortunately, we are now blighted. I kind of want to go for Bloodline, and I think I'm going to.
Behold.
Now, we did use all of our special points, so not ideal. Brand coming down, dealing a bit of friendly fire damage, but he is going to be buffed.
A butcher's cut.
Oh, not ideal at all. I'm gonna daze you, if possible. Okay, good stuff. So he has to go last now. Actually, I don't know if the daze works as a stun, but so far it sure seems like it does. Let's go for the guaranteed kill as well as a chance for a blight. Oh, unfortunately we don't land the blight, but that corpse is going to be dealt with. Little bit of bleed and a max roll on the chopper in the back. Okay, 7 health. Oh, we got him. We got him. I'm gonna go for a little bit of extra stress healing just because we can. And he's down. Not bad at all. We also get the codeine syrup, which gives the therapist a ton of healing options. Okay, yeah. And we also get the radiant lens for the Eye of the Sun, which gives us more chance to surprise our enemies. I am going to leave the torches. I'm also going to leave the laudanum. And we're done. We actually didn't leave. We didn't need to leave the torches. I was just dumb and didn't see that we had 2 gold piles. And unfortunately, no secret room. Anybody new? No, not at the moment. How about is this? Nope, no one new here either. Alright, fair enough. What have we got? Any bosses revealed? No. Well, we ain't got much more choice. So it looks like we're going after the level 3 queen. Always make astral spiders your first target, or you may not survive. Yes, we've learned that the hard way. So, here we go! We bring Ard Knight, the Sword Bearer, with the Buffonata, which we recently got from the Ringmaster encounter, the Things phase shifting Hide, God's Thrust, Judgment Thorn, Will of the Chosen, and Paradise Bite, just in case. We then bring Sean, 1001, the Marauder, with the... I think I struggle with this every single time. The Tanegashima, the Bags of Gold, Pillage, Plunder, Reign of Riches, and the Oni's Bane. We then bring Katie, the Heir, who has the miniature Doom Wheel, the Fermented Herring, Bloom, Divine Communion, Rose's Embrace, and Rose's Offering just in case. Before we finish it off with Diggs, the Gem Hunter, who has the Leather Brace because Diggs with 36 health is funny, and the Strange Streak Plate, along with Mine Away, Promise and Prospect, Devious Dig, and Minecart Crash. Debatably, we want something like Pack Tactics, and I might be changing to that as this goes, but we'll see. So, we have to find the Spider Queen. And ideally, she doesn't find us first. Okay. Well, our first battle is a surprise, so works out for me. Okay, well, that sucks. Bloom! Coming through. And we get a bleed, alright. Why not? Ooga booga. Oh no, there's a bunch of gold. What are you gonna do? Oh, you know what? We're gonna shuffle back for the moment so that we can get a permanent stack of more damage. Worked out in the end. Unfortunately, no treasure just yet, but we'll find it. Speaking of, seems like we found it. Oh my god, they have 65 health without one of the dices. Are you serious? Let's go ahead and buff up Diggs. Who, you know what? We're gonna farm out some treasure, you and me. I'm gonna go for Oni's Bane because they are going to hurt. Here's for treasure! Here's for treasure! Here's for treasure! Wow, Art Knight. Here's for treasure! Well, hard to expect the fourth one. You! I want more treasure, and you gonna give it to me. Give me the treasure. Here's for treasure! Man, you guys suck at this. Unlike us, we know how to look for treasure. You're clearly not very good at it. Hit for treasure! Okay, Sean getting a free debuff, which I'm immediately going to make use of. I made more use of it than I thought I was going to, honestly. Wow, what is your guys' accuracy? You are missing everything. Which tells me it's probably a leper situation, and you're probably going to do 1,000,000 damage. Final mark coming down, and then the minecart is going to follow soon after. In for treasure! Wow. What have they landed? Like 1 attack so far? Well, only 1 person needs healing, so let's go ahead and do that. 10 more damage on the second super gold skeleton. Let's go ahead and buff ourselves up just a little bit more since we don't need healing yet. Wow. You guys are so bad. Now, I know I'm BMing and I'm going to regret it, but still. Okay, double stun, double blight, triple stumble. Wow. Very, very good minecart there. Well, they finally landed one. Unfortunately for them. We had plenty of treasure where that came from. Okay, 1 down. He did leave a body! Yes!
Do you know what I'm gonna do with that hunk of gold?
Well, if you don't, you're about to find out. Okay, he's stunned. You're gonna hit for treasure. Ideally, you add to the miss. Nope, you land. Only 3 damage, though. Okay, we get a free stress heal, and...
Plunder!
So we have a ton of different rolls going right now for some extra treasure. Works out for me. I like that. We're gonna go for a heal on Diggs because she's the only one who's currently injured. We're also stacked up to 42% damage on Art Knight already. Because they have so much health, they're just giving us free stacks. That does mean that we're taking a lot more stress, but... The fact that he didn't die to Blight actually is perfect because I get to go for another plunder. Now, bye-bye. Oh! Okay. Ooh. You know? Huh. That partially sucks. I'm gonna leave the crests. I know that's kind of crazy, but I think I would rather have some more busts and deeds. Yeah, I think I would prefer that. Painful. I hate leaving this many crests behind. But we do what we must in our search for the queen. No! He stole my Judgment Thorns buff. Oh, that sucks so bad. By the way, I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not, but I did, multiple episodes later, finally get the, depending on the stack size of items, the icon will change. I finally got that mod working. But if you guys don't like the look of it, just let me know, and I will toggle it back off. But, you know, we got it working. That being said, let's get working on a camp now, shall we? Okay. We do get our Prevent Nighttime Ambush, Fame and Fortune. Easiest buff of my entire life. I do want to get a little bit of stress healing, if possible. Although I would also like to use Gem Hunt as well. So let's go for an Encourage. Okay, he ignores it, so let's go for Gem Hunt. We get an Emerald. Sweet. Oh, and then everyone gets stressed out. Alright, great. Despite that, it still could have been worse. 95%. We end up landing it. Very, very nice. If Mr. Art Knight can get enough crits back-to-back, he will actually go back down to 0 stress, but it's going to take us a little bit. By the way, that buff that we used, plus 2 speed if Citrine, plus 15% protection if Onyx, 5% crit if Emerald, 15% damage if Ruby, and 10 dodge if Sapphire. Which, guess what? We have every single one of them. So I will be enjoying my buffs. What the heck is that? Twisted Groove? Aha. Well, it has 60% protection, so I know I don't like it. Did you just steal my buffs? It has a thick bark that can be scraped off. Oh. So the amount of... So every time we hit it, it loses 10% of its protection, technically, because 6, but still. Huh. Interesting. So it's the wall! Well, we also have a giant to deal with, too, so a little bit of a problem. Does this lower your protection? Yes. Interesting. Confusion Spores going down. Unfortunately, we are going to be a bit shuffled. And then we also get a bit more stressed out by Art Knight. Okay, we get Blighted. 3/3. Oof. Okay, Art Knight doing a bit more stress. However, he does an incredible double crit. Just absolute perfection. We are going to try and kill the tree in the back. It's all the way down to 36 protection. That lowers it by another 6. We also get the stun on the giant, despite it all. Okay, we have halved the amount of protection that it has. Wow, Katie dealing a crap ton of damage. Unfortunately, she does take a little bit of damage from the Doom Wheel. Okay, you're stunned. You're taking a turn. Nature Spear. Double dodge. We like that. Okay. Art Knight. Dealing with both of our enemies. Not bad at all. So apparently the stacking icon mod also boosts how much you can like stack deeds and stuff, but that part doesn't seem to be working, so bit unfortunate for me. I am thinking of potentially giving us an inventory expansion mod. We'll see though. I mean, you know, if there was ever an estate for it, I really think that it would be this one. Especially because in the OG mega modded Darkest Dungeon, I'm pretty sure that we use 3 trinkets. And while, you know, an inventory expansion isn't 3 trinkets, it is still an expansion of sorts. Stressful Incantation. 23 stress. Rapid Rush. Ow. Okay, we also have Rabies. You know what? That only works out for Art Knight. Honestly, that only works out. The stress, on the other hand, not so much. Okay, we do manage to take out 1 dog. And we go for he. Whew. Limping, we still made it. And here we go. There she is, the Astral Spider Queen, C. For see ya later after we kill you. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit brutal, but if we can bump and rush through that, we should be good to go. Okay, first of many Aegises are down. Minecart gets rid of the rest. It also gets us a stun on the most unlikely of the spiders, but hey, I'm not going to complain. Sword Slice does come down, dealing a little bit of damage to us. Art Knight decides that he does not want to be healed. Okay. Big damage. Big damage. Big damage. Max rolls. 12% crit. That's still pretty good.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Dimensional Puncture being used against us, but it doesn't land. We're going to go for a single target heal on Art Knight because he is the only one currently really injured. And a Rain of Riches takes out that queen. That was insanely smooth. That went, like, that was so good that there's, like, barely any words for just how good that was. But you know what words we can use? We're done. Another spider quest done. And for our troubles, we get 2 more of the Spider Collection trinkets. 14k gold, 39 beads. Everyone is now level 4, and Diggs is level 5. Berry? Nope. Vampire Experience? Nuh-uh. Gotta get rid of those as soon as possible, which I'm going to do right now. Bye-bye, and bye-bye. Hopefully you don't get rid of rabies. I actually want that. Anybody new? Not at the moment. Alright. Well, fair enough. Now that we actually have a decent amount of gold as well, our bank should start giving us quite a bit. Also, did that not give us any exploration? Because I'm about to be real sad. No, it doesn't look like it did. Okay, well, that's great. The spider quests don't even give exploration value. Oh, that's real good. Oh, I like that so much. Well, we are very quickly running out of options to level our low-level people. Actually, wait a minute. Did it not progress the week? Because the thing from the stars is still in the Warrens. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder if that's how it works. Ugh. Well, we got time for a little bit more, so I think we're going to go to the Sunward Isles, get it to 4, and then we'll call it there. Wavering
The Bulwark.
with the Buffonata, the Hammer and Tongs, and all of his abilities. The Butcher Bird with the Book of Relaxation, the Warrior's Bracer, Basting, Overcasting, Devotion, and Scold. We then bring the Good Hunter with the Fermented Herring, the Snack Sack, Bloodletting Teeth, Serrated Knife, Hunter Salutations, and
Augur of Ebrietas.
before finishing it with the Estranged, who has the Weighty Chains, the Heightened Ocelli, the Scraping Auger, Pierce Earth, Buzzing Nuisance, and Twisting Arrows. We need to do 100% of room battles. We've already done 1, so let's hope that this is the last one. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, it was such a short dungeon. I'm never quite so lucky, I'm afraid. He said, knowing full well that was a lie. Okay, genuinely, when it comes to me, I'm either the luckiest person in the world or the unluckiest. Source? Dude, just trust me. But that's really how it feels. Like, I feel like over the course of me playing Darkest Dungeon, it really boils down to either extreme luck or extreme unluck, and rarely anything in between. Which, honestly, that could just be said about the whole game. Ow. But still. You're not going down anytime soon. So let's speed up that process a little bit, shall we? Yeah, Twisting Arrows.
I don't know how you counter a bow and arrow, but that's very impressive.
So this squad, its whole thing is just to bum rush fights down. We do not want to linger on fights. Speaking of lingering on fights, we still have at least one more to go, and it's going to be quite the sprint to get over to it. I do think I want to camp now. My reasoning for it is pretty simple. I don't want to waste torches. Let me see. Honestly, not a whole lot of stress healing needed. Could go for a sweet treat. I think we're going to. Okay, that also buffs us. Let's go for it again. Okay, now let's go for Yarnum Star. Yarnum Spar, excuse me. And a little bit of healing. What a weird camp. Either way, we primarily needed it for the torches, so it's not like it was terrible, but certainly an unusual one. Okie dokie. Luckily, we do get a surprise on our side, so I'm gonna open up with an immediate triple bleed, which is very, very nice. We're gonna pierce the earth. Absolutely decimating that Yurei before she has a chance to do anything at all. We're also gonna stack up the bleed.
And now we get mad! It's time to get angry!
And that's 2 more down. So we managed to take out 3 in a single turn. Like I said, this team's whole goal is just to blitz people down. I didn't think we were going to be able to do it quite that fast. But, you know, when you're surprised, you're surprised. Okay, so we know we have at least one more room battle to go. So here's hoping. Here it is. Another surprise. Okay, excellent. We like that a lot. Go ahead and go for another bleed opener. Same deal as last time. This time, we're going to try and hit the back line as well. She can't bleed, but that's fine. I'm really tempted to go for Buzzing Nuisance, but instead I'm just going to go for Pierce the Earth and hit one-shots the Yurei once again.
It's time to get mad! Now we tear!
19 damage, more bleed, and the shields are back on. Benthic Whip coming down. Luckily, we don't get stunned. 8 damage being done to the Shark. Tail Barbs doesn't manage to shuffle us forward, although we would have been fine even if it had. Meek Rebuttal is potentially going to be a bleed. Luckily, we end up dodging it. So I'm just going to go for the AoE. Shark is now done and dusted. Crabbo is bleeding enough to be killed. I would say let's get a stress heal, but we still don't have any stress, so instead, I'm just going to go for a regular heal and suffer a tiny bit of bleed. Farewell. Final fight? I would rather take the deeds instead of the herbs, thank you. Nope.
Still got more to go.
We do have keys. We do have keys. Okay, room battle and a key. Yoink. Whoa. I'm not used to seeing puzzling trapezohedrons look like that, so let's go ahead and get rid of the holy water. We don't need it. I'm going to get rid of the anti-venom. I don't think we need that. Alrighty. 2 more battles await us, or we have to go across the entire dungeon. It's rarely anything else. Let me math this out. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, so this is more than the gold that we're carrying. Oh. Bye! And we don't have any more room. It's not that I really want to leave behind. Maybe. We can leave the minor Omomoris, I suppose. Yeah. Nope. And that's good, because we're done. Works for me. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to use for the shrine, so we're just going to try and loot it. Luckily, that ends up working for us big time, because now we have even more of the woodcuts. Okay. Trinket for the butcher bird. We'll take it instead of the torches. And since we already found the secret room, what did we get? We end up with a colossal 17k gold from that mission alone. And everyone is now level 2. Spider Hater, Spider Circumventer, Lazy Eye needs to go, and Breacher has a chance to move to the front of the party as a free action. That's... I don't know how good that is. Although, the Estranged does have Stinger Skewer. Interesting. That actually could be a really interesting play. Huh. That's something to think about. Genuinely, that's something to think about. As far as anybody new, it does not look like it. Either way, still pretty good. And I believe that we're not gonna get a boss, because why would we discover a boss from that? Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, we should go to the darkest dungeon. Alrighty, and with that, I believe that's gonna do it for this episode of The Amalgam Estate. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And be sure to let me know if you like how the new collectibles and stuff look. It does increase the stack size as well, I think. Although I'm not actually sure about that anymore after seeing it in action. But I was originally going to use it at the start of the estate, but since it has been quite some time, obviously the sudden change might be a little bit jarring. So if you guys don't like it, I will remove it. Otherwise, I think we'll keep it around. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I will see you in the next one.